is when I can lead capture people that are interested. We call them and we're like, I see that you have interest in this, and then try to turn it into a showing for the seller. It's so funny. Since then, and this was like 8 years ago. But since then, I still see agents all the time. Like, they're focused on how many hits they get on the actual listing, which is important. Yes, yeah. I totally agree. But it's like, if you yourself can get something out of it too, and it can be a double thing, that's even more amazing. The other thing I like about it is when I can lead capture people that are interested. We call them and we're like, I see that you have interest in this, and then try to turn it into a showing for the seller, right? So in doing that, so since we started capturing actual names and numbers, we have this, like, it's like a map. Basically, the lead comes in, they then go directly into our database. They go directly into my email campaign. So then they start getting listings. And then we're nurturing them. Then they go on the 11-month nurture campaign. And then they get set up on an automatic list of similar properties to what they clicked on. And then I think they also get retargeted.
Okay. And the list of the new properties that they get, is that through like a specific CRM, or is somebody on your team like manually setting them up on like a process?
No, it's all automatic.
Interesting.
And then what else do they get? Yeah. So, and then.
So are you leveraging AI to do that?
Not yet, like Zapier and stuff like that, but not AI yet.
Yeah.
And then we now have an ISA that calls everybody.
Okay. So originally you had the ad out. The ad was just an awareness campaign. You switched the campaign objective to like actually capturing leads. I want to stop there for a second, because I think there's going to be some people that listen or watch this and they don't really understand the difference of like.
Yes, I agree. Because I didn't know the difference. And I think a lot of people are just like, okay, I'll put it on Facebook, but don't understand that you can capture someone's info that way.
Yes. And I think that there's going to be people that are on both sides of the coin that listen or watch this and like, hey, an awareness campaign's stupid. You should only always ever just capture someone's contact information. But I want to just reiterate the importance of like understanding what the objective is, because for your sellers, they want to get the most exposure to their listing possible. And if you need to have some data to be able to back that up, technically an awareness campaign is the best way to show them I was able to get your listing in front of the most people. It doesn't mean that it's going to like translate into anything. It just means that the most eyeballs were exposed to your listing. But if you are like, I'm actually trying to get someone to see this property, there's no way for you to track it on the awareness campaign side of things, or it's much more difficult to track on the awareness side of things.
Right. Because if someone actually really is into the property, they'll give you their info. And that's how you judge how keen they are, basically.
Yes, totally. So it's important to understand that the actual awareness campaigns are usually cheaper to run, because you're not actually asking Facebook to do anything, but just show this shit to people. Whereas when you go with like an actual like lead capture type of campaign, it's probably going to cost you more money, but you can definitely understand the outcome because you're getting names and numbers. So for any agents, make sure that when you're like choosing the campaign on the front end of running Facebook, you understand what the hell you're asking Facebook to do, because they're two completely different things.
100%. And so because I've had so many listings and run so many ads, like my database is now like 31,000 from all of that. So, I'm sending an email out, and the more people I put in my database, the more chance there are for deals, if that makes sense. Because I'm staying on top of mind, sending them listing after listing, showing them that I'm listing a lot of places. This is what my listings look like.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, you, it's me again. And so I'm hoping that when they think real estate, they're like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about selling or whatever. So like, it's very common now for me to get emails just from strangers in this database. Like, I think we have gone like in the last 2 weeks, we've gone to 3 or 4 strangers like in my database's houses that I've never spoken to before. that have probably been on my list for years and have now reached out because of all the nurture and all the emails and all of the insanity.
Check out our YouTube or Spotify channel and don't forget to subscribe.